Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Witcher 3. We left off, we began going through the tutorial. We've seen a dream Geralt had, in which Ciri was captured and killed by the Wild Hunt. Waking up, we discovered that Geralt and Vesemir are busy trying to track down and or find Yennefer, a sorceress that Geralt knew at some point. On the way to White Orchid, which is we were hoping to figure out where Yennefer might be, we rescued a merchant from being attacked by a griffin. He told us to come to this inn. We are now at the inn, and we will pick up where we left off. A heads up, everybody, that there's probably going to be a bit more tutorial stuff. I have gone through as many pop-ups as I can off screen, so not to plague you guys with them. There's also going to be a bit of reading here, because I want to cover some of the characters, and we'll read a few notes. But first, we'll begin by talking to some peasants and playing a game of Gwent. So, let's get started. Hello, peasants.
I'm looking for someone.
And we seek some peace and quiet.
Out of my face, freak, for your breath sours my beer.
The game is going to hint to us that we can use the Axie sign to perform, well, Witcher mind tricks on people, if we so desire. I haven't made up my mind if I'm going to be leveling Axie at the moment, so we'll just play Geralt as a tough guy instead, at least at the moment. When it comes to this here, but the interaction with these peasants in particular, Geralt's probably used to being, how should we say, people being prejudiced against him, his kind and or his line of work. So we'll just ignore these statements when people basically are being going out of their way to be mean to us. We don't particularly care. Geralt could easily kill these peasants if it really came down to it, but that's not who Geralt is. That said, given the choice between combat and being nice, I will choose combat if that option presents itself. But I think at the moment we'll just say waste of words and leave the conversation.
Waste of words. Don't have time for your kind.
Smart. Nor do we have time for yours.
Peasants are probably also angry given the recent takeover of their lands by the Nilfgaardians.
There are 4 factions.
For what?
Factions, teams, suits, similar to clubs and spades, except each suit has its own face cards. There are also special cards.
Wouldn't you rather play war? It's like to be near dawn before you get your game in the noggin.
Ah, war is a terrible game.
Looking for a woman.
Like everyone.
Not like everyone. And not just any woman. Mine smells of lilac and gooseberries, dresses in black and white.
2 schnapsies. It'll lift your spirits.
That's a nice gesture. We'll take the drink.
Fine, I'll have a drink. Can we cut to the chase? You seen her or not?
Yennefer of Vengerberg.
Never mentioned her name.
Yet you described her perfectly. And once I hear something, I never forget. Can't help it.
How do you know Yennefer?
What a question. Master Dandelion's ballads, of course. The only way a humble merchant might hope to rub up against greatness. Unless, that is, he's as lucky as I am.
And runs into a very patient witcher.
It's a Geralt of Rivia himself. The Butcher of Blaviken.
Recognize me from Master Dandelion's ballads too?
To your health.
That would be a yes.
What do you do? Who are you?
A mangy vagrant. Gone to Rodim, at your service.
Vagrant. That a profession now?
Once a merchant of mirrors. The madding crowd dubbed me Master Mirror, or the Man of Glass.
You seen Yennefer?
Deepest apologies, but I must ask. Is this about love?
So, not according to the survey that I had you guys fill out. Our Geralt will prefer best girl Triss rather than best girl Yennefer. So no, it's not. But I don't get an option to say that. We'll tell him Oh, he did buy us a drink. Nah, none of his business.
None of your business.
Yes. As a vagrant, I deserve no explanation.
What do you know? Tell me.
Before you appeared, it never occurred to me that might have been Yennefer. Who would have thought?
Get to the point.
A Nilfgaardian scout from the local garrison saw her.
Where?
At their camp. She rode in there. Dark of night. Black and white. Gooseberries and... Yes, I know. Had a terse exchange with the garrison commander and raced off.
Where to?
I'm not omniscient. Ask at the garrison.
Thanks.
We men of the road must stick together. Perhaps one day I'll be in trouble and you'll be nearby to help.
Oh, he vanished. Interesting. By the way, everyone, thank you for giving me some feedback feedback's the best way to describe it. Hyben, you mentioned that the sound was a little off in the last video. I'm actually re-recording this entire part due to that. I think I have lowered the volume to be more acceptable, and I have moved my mic to a better position, balancing a few books to bring it closer to my face, so I will not have, hopefully, as much acoustic problems. You'll note also that we get these bars on the sides of the screen when in conversation or during cutscenes. That won't happen when we play the actual game, as you can see here. I apologize for that. There's absolutely nothing I can do. That's just the way the game works. Okay, so we know we need to talk to the Nilfgaardians about Yennefer. Let's talk to these guys as well. They seem to be having fun playing cards.
What a waste of time. The Earth shall revolve around the sun before you comprehend these rules.
Got a minute?
Why not? Aldert Geert, Assistant Professor in Contemporary History at Oxenfurt Academy.
Geralt of Rivia. Witcher, with tenure. I'm looking for a woman. Long hair, dressed in black and white. Seen anyone like that?
Of course not. Unlike the populace, I know the horsewoman of war is pure poppycock.
Interesting. I guess he doesn't believe the ballads.
Horsewoman of war. What's that about?
Folk say an omen. A beautiful phantom rides the fields at night, looks as you described her. Armies follow her, and all who cross her path meet with misfortune.
I can vouch for the last bit. Know where they saw her?
No, facts interest me, not fairy tales.
Okay, yeah, sure enough. I guess he wasn't here when Yennefer rode through either. Why is he here from Oxenfurt?
Not a place I'd ever expect to find a scholar. Take it you're fleeing the war?
Quite the opposite. Chasing it. I'm headed for the front.
Tired of life?
I seek knowledge, which I value more than life itself. I've a thirst no dusty old tomes can quench. I wish to see the Nilfgaardian invasion with my own eyes, understand it, and record it all in my chronicle, my magnum opus.
That's dangerous work, but we could use some books about what war is really like.
Interesting. We need somebody to describe war, what it's really like. Not colorful banners and generals making moving speeches, but rape, violence, and thoughtless cruelty.
Ah, I see you lack the polish of the Academy. Rape and cruelty are details of no import to the war's course. Trinkets on the garment of conflict, one might say.
Tell that to the people whose houses burned down.
Interesting. Geralt is more practical with his notion of war, in that it brings suffering to everyone and more documents, and should be documented as such, probably in vivid detail. This other gentleman, though, is more interested, I think, in the dance of war and what strikes or counter-strikes occur between different armies. They're both part of the same thing. I guess you can have one without the other. Having both present would both make it interesting to read about tactical decisions, but also drive home the terrors of war itself.
War reached Novigrad yet?
Nope, but it's only a matter of time. Nilfgaard on one bank, Redania on the other, drooling over the city like dogs over a juicy bone.
Many a ruler's choked on that bone.
True. We value our liberty in Novigrad, and we know how to fight for it.
The scholars especially.
The sword is not the only weapon. Do not forget, architects from our academy designed the city walls. Walls no war machine has ever crumbled.
That's a good counter to Geralt's statement. Geralt's basically saying that the scholars don't fight, they sit and think. But if your mind's your weapon, you can use it to defend your city just as well, or even better in some instances, than taking a sword and hacking someone's head off.
Gotta go. So long.
A moment, Witcher. You strike me as a man of the world. Are you familiar with Gwent?
No, and I don't have time to learn.
But the rules are quite simple. Come, let's play.
Welcome to the Gwent tutorial. We will do this.
Why not?
Splendid. Here's how it's done.
Okay, now, the Gwent tutorial's gonna tell us some of the information about Gwent, but most of it's gonna be in the dark. If you've played the actual Gwent Witcher game itself, which is to say not the one we're about to play, but the, I guess, quote, real Gwent, quote, this game itself is a bit different than the real one from what I've seen. This one's far less balanced than the one you can get as a standalone game. We'll do the tutorial, and then I'll try to sum up the parts which it leaves out. I will probably put a link down below with another timestamp, or look for that one comment of mine, which will have it will tell you where you can go if you don't care about the tutorial portion of Gwent, but still want to watch the game itself. Welcome to Gwent! Gwent is an ancient dwarven card game that simulates the clash of two armies in battle. The players are generals, and the cards are their forces. I will go first. To begin, you draw 10 cards. This will be your hand for the rest of the match. You will not draw any more cards, so use these wisely. This is a unit card. The number in the upper left-hand corner indicates its strength, 1 in this instance. When placed on the battlefield, this value is added to the total strength of the player who placed it. That's not necessarily true. If we have a spy card, their strength will be added to the player who I placed it on the side of the board it's placed on. This is a unit's combat row action. We'll get to that in a bit. Some cards have special abilities. This Kedwani Siege Expert's special ability is called Morale Boost, which grants +1 strength to all units in the same row. Weather cards are a special type of card. Basically, Frost reduces the strength of all melee units down to 1. Torrential Rain, which is the other card we see there, that lowers the strength of all siege engines down to 1. And the the Fog lowers the strength of all ranged units down to 1. That includes our own, by the way, not just the enemy faction. We also will suffer from that. At the start of each game, you can select up to 2 cards to discard and redraw. But let's skip that really important and tactical decision and start playing. Thanks, Gabe. Here is the battlefield. This is our side, and it consists of 3 rows. We have melee, ranged, and siege. Here's our opponent's side. During each turn, a player may place 1 card on the battlefield or pass. Each deck has a leader. The leader grants you a special ability, which can be used only once during a battle. It counts basically as another card, face up, which both you and your opponents are aware of. Press enter to select a card from your hand. Press enter again to place it on the battlefield. We're starting out. Okay, so first, let's cover a few things that they didn't quite say. First off, we are playing the Northern Realms faction deck. This is important because factions have special perks, depending upon the faction you play. The Northern Realms, if you win a round, you draw a card. That's actually really, really important to know. Same thing with the Nilfgaardian Empire special, which is that they win ties automatically. To my knowledge, these effects are not in the standalone Witcher game. The standalone Gwent game. We are using Foltest, King of Temeria. It is natural and beautiful that a man should love his sister. Oh, it's one of these fantasy novels. And we also have Emerald van Emrys on the opponent's side. Oh, I didn't even discuss the leader ability. The skies wept when my Pavetta died. They will not weep for me. Pick a Torrential Rain card from your deck and play it instantly. It's his special ability, so he lowers the attack strength of siege engines down to 1. For Foltest, he lets him pick an Impenetrable Fog deck from play and play instantly, lowering the enemy's ranged attacks down to 1. Alright, well, let's start out. So, the general idea here is that you want to have more attack strength than your enemy. That's how you win. But because these are the cards where very few cards or options will let us draw other cards from our deck, so we're gonna have to be selectful with what we decide to play. We basically want to be 1 strength higher than the enemy, if at all possible, so we don't waste any attack power. We'll go ahead and start by playing our Redanian Foot Soldier. I've bled for Redania. I've killed for Redania. Damn it, I've even raped for Redania. I don't even know how that's what you do for Redania. The number on your left by your icon shows the current total strength of your units. The number on the right shows the total strength for that row. Both values are updated when a card is played. At the end of the round, the player with the highest total strength wins. During your turn, you can pass by holding down space. Once you pass, you cannot play any more cards during that round. Your opponent can continue to play cards until he or she passes as well. You should pass when you are confident you can win with the units you already have in play, or to let your opponent win and save your cards for the next round. Yes, you can say, I won't win this round, but then you're going to have to win the next 2. Or if you won the first round, you could opt to let your opponent win the second and hold on to more cards. Once a round ends, once both players have passed, the players then compare their total strength of their units to determine the winner. All cards on the battlefield are discarded, and both players reset their strength to 0. This is not true if you were playing a monster deck. To my recollection, the monster deck gets to keep 1 random monster card on the board in between rounds. Okay, he played his melee. Next, what do I want to do? So, we want to increase our strength a bit. I generally like having 1 of each card in play before I begin stacking cards in the same row, just in case I need to play like a weather effect. Let's try placing Sabrina Glebzing. Is that right? Glebzing? The daughter of the Kedwani Wilderness. You'll die as painfully as that pathetic traitor Whittleham did. Rainfarn. Why don't we play 1 more ranged person? Deathmold. I once made a prisoner vomit his own entrails. Ah, good times. Actually, no, it should be someone who's weaker strength. So that's going to be Sheldon Skaggs for 4 more strength. I was there, on the front lines, right where the fighting was the thickest. Ah, Impenetrable Fog. So that has lowered the strength of our units down to 3. If I play my Frost here, that will lower his attack strength by 3 as well, but he'll still be winning because he breaks ties. We could use our special ability to reduce the attack strength of ranged units as well to buy me around and see what he decides to do. Since I plan to play both of these units next turn, I think we'll actually do that. Let's use the Foltest to play another Impenetrable Fog card. We could pass our turn now. If I was to play my Siege Engine, he would probably use his special ability. I really want him to play another card somewhere. Okay, let's do this. We'll play our... Well, actually, let's look at this guy first. What's his special ability? He's got a couple... He has morale boost. Adds +1 to all units in the same row, excluding itself. That would increase the attack strength of my siege engine by 1. Let's play this. We'll play the ballista. It'll make him use his No, let's play this guy instead. The Kidwani Siege Expert. He's only 1 point, and we're still below my opponent, but it will make, unless he decides to pass, it'll make him play another card. He's a bunch of really low point units. Sure, we'll use our siege engine then. Oh, actually, maybe... If I use a siege engine, I'll go up to 10 points. He'll then use his king... what's this guy again? His Emir... whatever this guy is. He'll probably use him to lower the attack strength. And I'll go from 2 points up to... what does that lower him to? To 2 more points? To 2 points below. Let's do it anyway. We'll play it. Oh, he actually plays a melee card. He's got 4 cards left in his deck. If I use my Frost card here, Biting Frost, he lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. And he can take 6 points away from me as well if he uses his Emperor. Let's go ahead and use the Biting Frost. I really would like one more melee card to be pulled out of here, but we'll do this instead. Oh, hello. He cleared the weather. Interesting. I'll go ahead and pass my turn. I'll see if he deploys another card. The player who loses a round also loses a life gem. The game is over once the player has lost both light gems. That was a big mistake on his part. He should have used his leader card to reduce the strength of my siege engine. Well, this is not... That's his only card? Well, we've won! So, let's deploy one of my 6s here. We'll use Death Mold. He's got no cards left on in his deck. He could use the king, but we have no siege engine now, so that's useless for him to do other than just pass. Like, that does nothing but delay the game. So, we'll pass. This will make us draw a card, because we're playing the Northern Realms. And now we can just deploy one more person. We'll deploy Kira Metz. If I'm to die today, I wish to look smashing for the occasion. Yes. And we win. There is no shame in passing and letting your opponents win a round. Sometimes it's better to save your cards for later, as you saw with us. Each deck also features its own heroes. Heroes are high-value cards immune to the effects of special cards. These powerful cards can turn the tide in battle. Acquire more powerful cards by completing certain quests or purchasing them from vendors.
Well, you've a knack for this game. If you ever find yourself in Oxenfurt and wish to play a true master, ask for Stepan. A simple innkeep by trade, but a true maestro when it comes to Gwent.
I'll remember that. Thanks.
We're going to assume, yeah, that we got the deck from him as well, the Northern Realm. So that was a really nice gesture from that gentleman. He really obsessed with the game that he gives one of his decks to us. So we have gained a... Okay, so we gained a new card, Zoltan Shiri, and we have a new quest. Go to Oxenfurt and play the card game. Yeah, see, we can track this as well. Let's bring up our... what is it? Let's go to our quests, though, because I don't particularly want to do that first. Let's go to main quests, and we'll select this quest instead. We'll take a look more at the card games, or the cards later. I'll probably do most of that off-screen, though. I see nothing else really here. We already talked to the innkeeper. We have Vesemir as well we can talk to, but we'll talk to him later. Let's step outside.
Done drinking?
Mm-hmm.
Then fuck off.
Don't want your kind here.
Better round up someone else to help. 3 of you don't stand a chance against me.
What? I could fuck you up by myself.
If I had a bag over my head and my hands tied behind... Actually, no, not even then.
Chet, Lesh, back off. I'll teach this vagrant a lesson. Man on freak.
Come on.
Ooh, good hit there, Geralt. Turn around, sir. I want to get around so that I only have to fight one of them at a time. Good hit, Geralt. Counter him. We'll roll around. I want to avoid those horses because I don't want to be kicked. Oh! Good hook there, Geralt. Okay, everyone. Let's see. What's my, is this my walk key? Alright, welcome to the game. We're finally outside the inn. And we have this entire zone to explore for our tutorial. It may look small to you now, but trust me, this is going to be like several hours worth of game at the start. My plan, if you don't remember, will be to... I'll record us walking around some of the times, but once I've been to a place once, if I have to walk or run back, I'll do that off screen. I don't tend to do the quick travel because the game is simply gorgeous. We'll have this entire segment of the world to explore as we play through it. This is a heads up as well. Okay, how do I hit escape? Hit escape again, Tim. Alright, let's begin our exploring of the town. Save games. Your game state will be automatically saved when you reach certain milestones in the story. Still, you should save your progress early and often on your own. The world is full of predators, bloodthirsty beasts, bandits, and countless other dangers. Let's save the game then really quick. Now, I am redoing this a little bit. Yes, today is Monday the 14th. We'll save over this. Actually, I should probably go check on how the volume's coming out, everyone. So I'll be... Okay, everyone. Sounds like the volume's coming out okay. I can't help but notice... I don't really want to draw attention to it in case you guys haven't noticed, but I'll do this anyway. It sounds like my voice is picking up my S's a little more loudly than it used to. Not sure why that's happening. Anyway, yeah, so welcome to our first town. Know that while I'm in places like this, I really enjoy just walking, and I'll go ahead and run about when we're actually, like, going between towns, or it makes sense to do so. Like there's a fire and we're trying to avoid it or help people and so on. You'll see me go out of my way to pick up all sorts of herbs. We're going to need them for crafting. Hello, what is this? Wanted, honeycombs. Will pay top coin. Large quantities welcome. Tomira, the herbalist. I'm going to assume that most people in this world can't read. Or maybe actually they can. I mean, they have notice boards up and about here, plus a wanted note.
May the sun shine upon you.
I guess my original statement there must be false. Everyone here must be able to read. Notice boards. Geralt has learned from experience to keep a close eye on his surroundings as he travels, for he never knows when he'll run into someone or something of interest. A damsel in distress, a merchant peddling rare wares, or a nest of pesky monsters. Such locations are marked on your map with these icons. As I look over at my clock. Alright, well, let's go ahead and see what's here. Imperial Edict, number 1845. Let it hereby be known that, by order of His Imperial Majesty's High Command, all able-bodied men of White Orchid must present themselves at the village inn, equipped with a shovel, hoe, or pickaxe of their own provision. The fields near the village are littered with corpses, and given the warm spring we are currently experiencing, the High Command fears the rotting bodies may bring contagion to the village. Let this stand as proof to the residents of White Orchid that their new rulers care for their safety, and shall defend them not only from bandits, but also from disease, by introducing measures which have long been standard in the civilized world. Any man refusing to comply with this order will be flogged and put in the stocks. Signed, Captain Peter Sargwenlev. Yeah, so I guess everyone here must be able to read. I don't recall any schools in this town, so I guess everyone's homeschooled. Not there's anything wrong with that. Death to invaders. Hark, fair folk of the north. If you've a yearning for freedom, if you prepared to take up arms to defend the motherland, heed to the woods. We go stronger by the day, and will soon show the Nilfgaardian vermin that the Temerian nation will not bear its yoke without a fight. If your heart bleeds blue and golden lilies, you will sooner die for your country than live as a slave to foreigners. Let us swear by our fathers who fell to the beasts at Sodden, by the souls of the dead buried at Brenna. To arms. Wow. I'm surprised this has even been left up here, though I can't help but note there's no signage here. No one signed this form. I'm going to guess that when the, what are they called? The Black Ones show up, finally, to this town, they'll try to figure out who wrote this and arrest them. And or they'll look to the woods themselves, assuming that they can read Temerian. Wanted, deserter. Last night, a soldier fled from the army camp under cover of darkness. The wanted man, a recruit who recently volunteered to join His Imperial Majesty's service, goes by the name of Odrin. He claimed to be a Kedwani by birth, but said King Henselt's misrule had convinced him to join the Imperial Army. He was part of said institution for a mere 2 days, but managed to eat and drink enough that in that time for an entire regiment of dragoons. Anyone with information about this deserter's present location is to report it to the garrison at once. Description: modest stature, wiry, with thinning hair. He fled in his undergarments by squeezing out through the latrine's drainage system, and probably thus reeks like an old boar. Characteristic marks can easily be recognized by his voice, which has the telltale rasp of a hardened alcoholic. Anyone found providing shelter or sustenance to this deserter will be subjugated to summary court-martial. So this is a note from the Nilfgaardian Empire. I guess we'll go ahead and take it. Might as well put in some good... if we get money for doing so, then we'll go ahead and turn him in. If not, well, we won't pick a side. Nilfgaardian lessons. Hail, Kerzair. Iyali glory. Ardfian esnear. Don't understand what you just read? No wonder. It's a Nilfgaardian. And soon half the world will be speaking this mysterious tongue. So you'd best start learning it now, and yours truly can help you with that for a very modest fee. Ernest of Vicario. I guess we'll take it. You might find a translator who can help us. There's no penalty to taking things you can't read. To my knowledge, you'll just have them in your inventory, and I believe Geralt takes notes about these notes, as it were, rather than just strip them from the notice board. Brother missing. Bastian, my brother, went off to fight the Black Ones. I've reason to think he stood in the great battle nearby. He's not returned to this day. Like many others, you'll say, and you'll be in the right. But if he fell, and I know it's like he did, I'd give him up to the ground, at the least, like our fathers have done always. I'd bury him, neath the barrow where our parents lie. not leave his corpse to be ate by the corpsers prowling the battleground. So I seek a man brave, able with a sword, and willing to venture out with me to find Bastion. I won't pay much, for I have not much to give, but I'm not stingy with gratitude and sure to show it to plenty. Any man willing to help, look for a raised hut along the road to White Orchid, near the bridge. I've made camp there. Dune Vindenvert. Contract, Devil by the Well. Good folk. I know there's a war on, and every man's got trouble enough of his own, but perhaps there's one of you who could help a father in need. You all surely know the well in the ruined village, and the devil that guards it with a jealous fury. And if you don't know, well, come ask and I'll tell you about it. Whoever drives that monster away from the well will get a fat purse full of gold. Just don't tarry, for it's an urgent matter. Eldalon. Points of interest. There is much of interest to be found in the world's dense forests and fog-clad swamps. Whenever you pursue a notice board, question mark markers will appear on your minimap to indicate potentially interesting places. Seek them out to learn what secrets they hold. Every important location you have discovered will be marked on your world map. To jump to your current objectives, press Tab. To scroll the map, hold the left mouse and move the mouse. Your current objective is marked with that circle. Available quests are marked with an exclamation mark. Here you can see your objectives and currently track quests. If there are multiple objectives, you can switch between them by pressing V. Here you can see a mini-map showing the oversize of the region. Push Z to increase or decrease its size. Alright everybody, now for some reason, Geralt seems to know where anything of interest is located, whether or not he's been there. These are all the places we're going to want to go to. They'll either have loot, something of import, or experience for us. Quests will only show up when we're near them, so we have this quest available, but no others that we can see are around here. That said, again, when we get close to one, like I think there's one around in this area here, it will show up then on the map. I'm going to take this small interruption here, not that we're really interrupting, this entire video is going to be interruptions, to say that I kind of wish they didn't add these question marks. I wish that we would find out about them as we approach these locations only, not that they appeared on my mini-map or my map to tell me to go there. But whatever, we'll take advantage of the fact that they did add it. Oh, we should grab all the flowers and herbs that we come across.
Leave me be.
Ooh!
Those plums are wreaking havoc on my gut.
This place looks like it's been burnt pretty badly. Let's talk to the blacksmith.
What happened here?
Oh, got a wee bit chilly the night, so I set fire to my forge. Got it nice and roaring. Roasted some wieners. What do you think happened, dimwit? Some bugger set alight me workshop. I've lost everything. Everything!
Sorry. Any suspects?
Whole damned village. I've lived here half a century. Thought they saw me as one of their own. But everything changed when the Black Ones came. I'm the only smith around, so I got to service their garrison. Bang dents out of plate, shoe horses. That sort of thing. Nilfgaardians don't pay me a bloody copper. Just give me supplies and orders. But humans can't fathom that. They think I'm getting rich off their misfortune. That I sleep on a pile of gold like a ploughing dragon. They've stopped talking to me. Spit when I pass. And now this.
We'll offer to help him for a price. Why not? And as for his earlier insult, he's pretty heated having his house burned down, or at least his forge. I can understand his anger, so... And again, Geralt's used to people insulting him, I would imagine, and just brushes it off.
I can find your arsonist, provided you're willing to pay.
I've not much left, but I'll give you all if you bring me that horse in, so that he gets what he deserves. The night of the fire, I heard movement outside my hut. Went out to see if I could find any tracks, but found nothing. But then I haven't got cat eyes, have I? Good luck.
Right. Let's walk up here really quick. We'll get a point of interest and another note about, I think this. Yes. This is a sharpening stone. And now our swords will inflict... Actually, maybe it's all our weapons. Will inflict plus 10% damage for a little bit. Oh, right. We can loot anything that's lootable. I don't think this counts as stealing, but we'll let that barrel belong to him. Guards, what have you, won't very much like you stealing things from townsfolk. It's a good way to get everyone angry at you. Alright, let's use our Witcher senses and see if we can find some of those prints. I don't see anything. Ah! Outside the hut, actually, we do.
Shavings from a tinderbox. Arsonist must have lit his torch here, tossed it on the roof, then fled through the orchard. Boot prints. A man's. Large.
Let's follow these to see where he went. I suppose then we're tracking where he went after the deed. Walk through the woods. I guess to maybe hide his tracks. He did it well enough that the blacksmith didn't find it.
Stinks of piss. And vodka.
Ah. He was drunk then when he did it. Guess liquid courage and or stupidity helped him in his decision. Okay. Where was he going? To the river. While we're here, we'll pick up some herbs, though. Not in any rush. I'm not going to run for this one. I don't think he probably got too far away. It was probably someone in town. Oh, or maybe he did get away. Looks like he made it to the river. Did he escape on a boat, I wonder?
Took off his boots and went in the water. Probably wanted to cover his trail.
Well, the best thing we can do now is, I guess, take a look at the river and see if the trail comes out of it anywhere.
I can't
Oh.
decide. Should we draw it or no?
Got to make soup out of something.
But Tosley said he'd not give his dog this water. Not with so many corpses rotting in it. Sure to be poison.
Sure, not so sure. Who knows? Will you go to the well in Hovel instead?
Not on your life. I'd rather be ill than disturb a ghost.
Never thought of that. With so many dead corpses in the water, yeah, it'll be filled with bacteria.
Something jumped out of the rushes. Drowners. But he managed to escape.
Wow, and drowners this close to the village, too. Or at least there were last night. Drowners are a pretty common enemy to find on shorelines. They're basically undead.
Lost his boots in the rush.
Oh, actually, that's not true. They're like mer creatures.
Tracks lead back to the village. Bleeding, but not badly. Surface wound.
Well, looks like he didn't, in fact, leave this area. We'll talk to the merchant before we head on over there. I'd like to see if he's selling anything.
We meet again.
Thank you for saving me. People say all kinds of things about witches, but I've always known yours to be an honorable guild.
So you managed to salvage some goods?
Yes, but I await the repair of my wagon. As time passes, my losses grow. Do you need something? I'll let it go half free.
Oh, sure. Let's see what he's selling.
Let me have a look at your stock.
Always check all the merchants. They might have things you're interested in. It also gives you an excuse to clear out your inventory. There is weight in the game, so we have to remember that. So we can convert certain things to garbage. We can convert certain garbage to crafting materials. I think the net and the fishing rod can be converted. But at this stage in the game, I really think I need the money. So we'll just double click and sell him this stuff. As for what he's selling, I could be interested in this. This is a griffin decoction. This is something which will allow us to learn how to make a certain potion. Decoctions last a long time, like half a day or so, and they grant you a passive bonus when you drink them. But your toxicity levels are increased during the entire time that it's in effect, until we level a few points and gain either a higher maximum toxicity or reduce what these potions do to us. We're probably going to pass on it. Though I'll probably still learn it if I can come up with 91 bucks. We have 258 orens at the moment. I do think I'm going to want some weapon repair kits at the start here, though. So let's purchase at least one of these. I am interested in all these Gwent cards. I just can't afford them at the moment, so they'll just stay here.
Take care.
If we get paid a decent amount from the...
Me gran told me about the smith boy.
Come on!
Lad went missing one day, so folk nabbed a witchman that was hunting.
If we get paid a decent amount from the blacksmith for this, we'll come back and pick up that other repair kit.
Aye, so it were. Except it was some drowner that had supped on it. Witcher had naught to do with it. What did the folk do? Seemed like they could have sewed his head back on.
Word is, they laid his corpse to rest.
Sounds like a witcher died somewhere around here, judging from the gossip, if it's true. And maybe died around here. Okay, this is the last spot the blood reaches. This must be the gentleman's house.
Trail ends here, but I'll recognize him by his wounds. Drowner claw marks. It's gotta be him. Nasty wound. Run into a drowner?
What the fuck do you care?
Whoa, our arsonist's a charmer too. Come on, Smith wants to talk to you.
I not talk to a non-human. Sons of bitches all, and dwarves are the worst. Greedy little magpies, do anything for gold they will. They forge the blades the black ones put to our throats, am I not right? Listen, we can work this out man to man. I give you gold, you don't turn me in. My mum died a while back and I sold her tools. I've spent some, but what's left is yours.
No, I don't think so. The blacksmith demands justice. I will not be bribed in this fashion. And Geralt used to be a human at some point, but now he's a witcher, which is something else. No, we're taking him with us.
Magpies and dwarves might be greedy, but I'm not. Can't buy me.
Then I'll beat your fucking mug to a pulp!
Oh, I'll take every opportunity to box these people.
Try me, peasant. I could use the practice.
Yeah!
Oh, come on!
Ooh, nice. Good hook, sir. Oh, sorry, everyone. I'm not really talking very much. I think as the game goes on, I will begin talking more during combats. Gotcha.
Ow! 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 Oh, stop! Stop! I give up! Damn it! You broke my nose!
But not your legs, so let's go see the smith. And take my advice. Don't try anything else. Here you go. One village pyromaniac in the flesh.
Nap? You? I knew your mum for years. Charged her nary a copper. This is how you repay me. I've had enough. Hey, soldier. A minute of your time, please.
No! Willis, I beg you, I was drunk. Didn't know what I was doing.
I've told you, Master Willis. We will help you rebuild once reinforcements come. The supplies have been ordered.
Not what this is about, mate. This here's the arsonist. A witcher found him.
The forge was important to the garrison. Destroying it was sabotage. No trial needed here. Just a tree.
Oh, that is harsh indeed.
Harsh as punishment goes.
But deserved. You know, I hated the Black Ones at first, like everybody else did. Now I'm thinking they might just bring order to this place. Teach these layabouts some manners. But enough about that. Your reward. And I managed to save some things from the fire. Anvil's still whole, so I'm sure I can bang something out on it. You need anything, let me know. Give you a good price.
Okay, we'll talk to Willis really quick and see what he...
A return customer. Welcome. What can I do for you this time?
Okay, 20 orens. It's not that much, but at least it's something. Let's cover crafting.
I'd like you to forge something for me.
So, the things on the left are the blueprints we know how to craft. And over there on the right, it shows what stats will change for us. These are the ingredients that we still need. We have the suit of armor that we can make into a better suit of armor, but we're lacking all the other ingredients. Right. That's actually the wrong spot. That should be down a little bit more. But as you can see down a little bit more is the price to have him craft it. 39 coins. Right. An armorer can make armor items. A weaponsmith can make weapons. I think you need, like, other people to make other types of items as well. We could also dismantle things here as well if you so wish. Here's all the crafting components that we have on us at the moment. And here's some junk. We would need boards to do this. So this is the crafting screen. Here's his actual shop of all the things he's selling. And here is where we can dismantle things that we own. The things we can dismantle will be shown here. And what we gain for dismantling it will be shown over on the right. And the price it costs to actually do the dismantling. So we only have, apparently, the only thing we can dismantle is our Amateur's Weapon Repair Kit. It would grant us 1 oil, 1 leather strap, and 1 elven whetstone. So I'm not interested in that. We have Yennefer's Letter, which we can we can dismantle to give us a note. But that seems pretty pointless. Actually, let's look what he has again. If I was to go back to shopping. He has another Amateur's... Ooh, Weapon Repair Kit for 38 orens. So, I think we'll stick with the other place at the moment for purchases. Oh, we could buy a saddlebag, which would increase our maximum weight that we're allowed to carry. But I don't think I have the money I can afford to spend on that at the moment. We could upgrade our equipment through crafting, though, which we just saw. Oh, really? Are you going to... Okay. So we can purchase this. He has 3 of these, 5 of these, and 2 of these. But the price is going to go up significantly if I do so. It'll cost me $63 to buy 1 of those, 16 for each of those, and 12 for each wire. I like to actually somehow find this stuff for our starting equipment rather than purchase it. We simply don't have the money.
So long.
Alright everyone, I think we've been playing for an hour total, or just under. So I think we'll stop here, and when we come back we'll explore more of the town. I will see you guys then, and thank you everyone for watching.